definitely it's important for me to be here with my dear friend. And Sylvia Mathews Burwell, to your committee, is going to be someone that you're going to enjoy working with, I know. She's a great American. She's a great West Virginian from the great town of Hinton, West Virginia, in Summers County, a little town in the foothills, a beautiful new river that flows through Hinton Reservoir. She's going to make just a great director of the Office of Management and Budget. I'm proud to support Sylvia's nomination for this prestigious position, one in which she will be responsible for managing our federal spending as we make the tough decisions to put our fiscal house in order. She'll be a great partner in that effort with each and every one of you. Sylvia and her family reflect the heart and soul of West Virginia, a state where people are defined by their deeds as much as their words. This lady is grounded. She understands where she comes from. She understands who she is. It doesn't surprise any of us who know the Mathews family and count them among our dearest friends. Her parents are truly my friends. They're community leaders in Hinton for over half a century. Her father, Dr. William Mathews, is a longtime optometrist and a leading proponent of his wife, Cleo, which is her mother, who is our town mayor. And she was also head of the State Board of Education for 2 terms. So this lady's DNA is rooted deep with public service. Not only did Cleo serve as our mayor of Hinton, she spent 8 years on the state board, 2 as the president of the State Board of Education. She was on the development board, served as vice president of the National Association of State Boards of Education. She served on the board of directors of the West Virginia Municipal League, and it goes on and on. Indeed, Sylvia has traveled the world over, but she has never lost touch with her West Virginia roots. She went off to Harvard and was a Rhodes Scholar. But no matter where she is, one day each week of her life, each week since she's left West Virginia, like clockwork, she's on the phone with 2 of her best friends that she made in the 1st grade in Hinton, West Virginia. That tells you that she is grounded. And they're here, right? There we go. I would hope that you would give Sylvia's resume a quick glance, and you can see that she could earn a fortune in the corporate world if she wanted to. But instead, she has spent her life helping people all over the world. I share the beaming pride that her parents and her husband, Stephen, have in her life and her life's work. As many of you know, Sylvia dedicated the last 11 years to serving the greater good, helping the least fortunate among us both in the United States and throughout the world. As a visionary leader with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and more recently with the Walmart Foundation. She served as Chief Operating Officer and the Executive Director at the Gates Foundation from its inception in 2001 until 2006, at which point it was firmly established as a global philanthropic leader. Sylvia then transitioned to the Gates Foundation Global Development Program, where she served as president until 2012, and led the foundation's $725 million annual effort to improve the lives of more than 200 million people worldwide. Under her leadership, the foundation broke new ground in pursuing sustainable investments in agricultural development, low-income financial services, water and sanitation, global literacy, emergency relief, and poverty alleviation. Finally, as president of the Walmart Foundation, throughout 2012, she led the company's charitable giving efforts and the Global Women's Economic Empowerment Initiative. While her philanthropic achievements speak great volumes about her character, we should remember that she is no stranger to Washington or the Office of Management and Budget. She served as Deputy Director of the OMB from 1998 to 2001, our last era of fiscal responsibility, when balanced deficit reduction gave us balanced federal budgets. We all know that Sylvia was a key part of the Clinton White House team that reached across the aisle and negotiated those balanced budgets with the Republican Congress. This experience as a problem solver and a bridge builder is in high demand these days. We should take to heart the advice Clinton White House Chief of Staff Erskine Bowles gave her. You attract more bees with honey. Of course, the 6 years she had previously spent in Clinton administration prepared her well for those tough negotiations. Assistant to the President, Deputy Chief of Staff to the Treasury Secretary, Staff Director for the National Economic Council, and Special Assistant to the Head of the National Economic Council. Sylvia Mathews Burwell is uniquely qualified to serve as a director of the Office of Management and Budget. Not only is she an expert on budgetary and domestic policies, but she also has a proven record of working in a bipartisan way to produce meaningful and enduring results. She understands that a bipartisan solution is a lasting solution. Madam Chairwoman, I can only say this about Sylvia. She understands the value of a dollar. Where we come from, we've got to stretch that dollar as far as we can. And I implore all of my friends on both sides of the aisle to truly accept this wonderful lady who is grounded as any grounded West Virginian or American that I know to do the job that she will do for this great country. I present to you Sylvia Mathews Burwell.